Good morning to everyone. In our last class, we discussed about what is meant by the graphs, trees, trees, and what is meant by links and twins. In today's class, we are going to discuss about the incidence matrix. Please remember, this is the basic uh, matrix to understand how a node and the branch is related to each other. Okay. So before that, what is mean by incidence? Okay, before that, what is mean by incidence? How a graph is represented? How a graph is represented? So already I stated one point. If any graph, okay, if any graph having only the branches without any directions, we are saying that it is undirected graph. Okay, it is saying that undirected graph. In the same fashion, if the graph is assigned with a direction, that means each branch is assigned with a direction, that type of graph we call it as directed graph or oriented graph. Okay. To write any matrix, whatever the matrix, maybe it is an incidence matrix or cut set matrix or tie set matrix, which we are going to discuss within few minutes. For those matrix, the oriented graph should be there. Oriented graph, that means the branch, the direction of each and every element, should be there. You may ask the question how they are given. So from the given network, we have to assign the directions if they didn't mention. Okay, if they didn't mention, based upon the source and the current directions, we have to frame these directions. Okay, so first of all, we go through this instance matrix here. So already I stated that it gives the relationship. Okay, it gives the relationship whether that node and that branch are related. So here I say the word incidence, that means if the node is available for that node, from that node, whether the branch is entering or leaving, we say that branch and node are related to each other. So we just come across this. So here in this incidence matrix, whatever the elements, okay, whatever the elements are nothing but your branches of your branches to nodes. So the incidence, the ante, whatever the availability of your element at a particular node in a connected graph, this is not an open tree, this is a connected graph, that means complete graph, is shown by the element node matrix. Okay, element node incidence matrix, or simply we say that incidence matrix. It is given by in capital letter A. Okay, it is represented by capital letter A. So already we stated that it is giving the relationship between the nodes and branches. The dimension, that means the rank of the matrix, okay, the dimensions of the matrix, rows and columns, will give as n cross b, where n is the number of nodes and b is your number of branches. So how we are going to write that element, we are mentioned here. So please observe this figure. First of all, I am considering the node 1. Okay, I am considering the node 1 in the rows wise. That means in the rows wise, we are mention the number of nodes. We are as per your dimensions, rows and columns, number of nodes, number of branches. Here I am considering the number of nodes in rows wise and branches in the columns. Okay, so for the first node, for the node 1, which branches are available? A, C and F. A, C and F. A, C and F. But forget about the direction for meanwhile. So at node 1, these three branches are only available. available, whatever the B, D, E are not at all related to your node 1. So B, D, E is not at all related to your node 1, that is it is not incident, not available at the node 1. So whatever the whatever the branches which is not available at that node, we are considered it as 0 because it is not at not at available. Okay, next, the second step, if it is available, we say whether it is in plus or minus based upon the direction. If it is not available, directly we put 0. Okay, now based upon your element direction, whether it is towards your node or away from the node, okay, we give the magnitude. Okay, we give the magnitude for your element. So now here I am considering ACF for the node 1. All are oriented, that means all are oriented away from the node. So from the node 1, these branch currents are away, that is leaving. So I am considering this is as positive. So it is available. That's why we are placing 1. And it also away from the oriented in the direction such that away from your node. That's why I am considering the positive signs. Similar fashion, if I observe for the node 2, which branches are incident? A, B, D. That means the rest of the branches values are zeros. That is your C, E and F. C, E and F are zeros. And the direction of your A is towards your node. Okay, towards your node. And the direction of your B branch is also towards the node. So we are considering it as a minus. And the node, from the node to D is away, so it we are considering as positive. The rest of the things also same. When I go for third, F, B is available. In that, B and E is away from the node, so we are considering it as positive. And whatever the F is towards your node, it is minus. And likewise for the fourth, C, D is available and all are towards the node, so all are negative. Okay, so this is the fashion we are going to write the elements. Okay, write the elements, that means in a matrix capital A, each and every element we represented with the small letters. So for each element, whether that branch is incident on your node, if it is incident, whether the direction, whatever the orientation is there, it is whether towards or away from your node. So based upon that we are writing. So finally we are giving these points for the elements of your incidence matrix. If that branch is incident on your node, well, and towards away from the node, it is positive 1. At the same time, the branch is available incident on your node and oriented towards the node, that means the direction is towards your node, we are considering it as minus. There is no relation between your branch and node, we are simply keeping it as 0. That's a way we are going to write for your incidence matters for the given graph. And this is a simple example. Here we are having around 3 nodes and 4 branches. So I am considering the nodes on the rows, branches on the columns. Okay, at node 1, 1, 3, 4 is available. Which is branch 1. Branch 1 is oriented away from the node. Okay, branch 1 is oriented away from the node, it is considered as positive. Whatever 3 and 4 is towards your node, we are considering it as minus 1. And 2 is nowhere related to this branch 1. 2 is nowhere related to your branch 1, so we simply consider it as 0. Okay, so likewise for the node 2, node 3 also we written. Okay, this is the thing when we given a graph. Okay, when we given a graph for the same incidence matrix, if they provided any network, if they directly provided any network, how we are going to draw? So as we know that the current is starting from the source. Okay, the current is starting from the source. Here I have a node. So whatever the current available here, it is divided in these two parallel branches. Okay, since okay, if I go with one direction, otherwise here also this is a source, here also this is the source. From this source also the current is flowing. From here up to here the current is coming. At this node it will be, so that means from this source it is available like this. Because of this source it is available like this. So both the currents will inject here. So that is the way we are going to give the current directions. Based upon that current directions, we have to draw the graph. That means directed graph, not undirected graph. We have to draw the directed graph. So how many nodes are available for here? So this is the series element. That means 10 volts as well as 10 ohms resistor will form a series branch. And here also the 10 ohms and 20 volts will forms one series branch. Okay, the rest of the nodes are, this is the T node and this is ground node. So I am simply considering the same way. This is also one element. Okay, this is also one element, but it will form a series branch. I didn't never count this one. And this one 1 and 2 nodes are available. If we count this also, we can count, there is no issue. And here I am having 3 branches, 2 nodes. Okay, so first node and the reference node, reference node. For example, if I am considering these also the nodes, it will be the 1, 2, 3, 4. 4 nodes. And 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 5 branches. So the final graph will be first node and second node, whatever the series element, no current deviations is happening. So I am considering from 2 to 1 and 1 to 2 and this one. So simply this is the first branch, this is the third branch, and this is the second branch. This is the simple graph for this given network. Okay, now I am having only 2 nodes and 3 branches. Either you may go with the 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. You may go with 4 nodes, 5 branches, or 2 nodes, 3 branches. Okay, either way it is correct. Okay, so this is a way how we are having a network and to draw the incidence matrix. The similar fashion, if we are having any incidence matrix, how we are going to draw the graph? The arranging of the nodes is as you wish. There is no compulsion for this same graph, for this same incidence matrix the graph should be like that. Okay, the way of arranging is as per the student wish. For my convenience, I am just assuming 1, 2, 3, 4 and 5. That means 4 in the bottom node and 5 is in top node. Otherwise you may assume that all the nodes, I mean the rest of the nodes in the second part itself, the way of joining will be different. That's it. Okay, so for the node 1, which branches are available? A, E and J are available. The rest of the branches is nowhere related. So A, G and E is available at the node 1, that is an incident at the node 1, and the rest of elements is not at all there. So I am simply joining those 3 nodes. Okay, I am simply joining those 3 nodes. Okay, so you may ask the question, how you know that whether it is reaches to the 5 node only? How you know that whether it reaches to the 5 node or whether it reaches the 4th node? How you understand that? Okay, how you understand that? So for this node 1, A, G, E is available. That's fine. But the same A, G is available at which nodes? So here if I am observing A branch, if I am observing the A branch, it is connected only between the 1, that means first node, and 5th node. At one end it is leaving, okay, at one end it is leaving, at another end it is entering. So whatever the towards the node we are considering it as negative, and away from the node we are considering it as positive. So first branch A, for this branch A, only 2 nodes are available, 1 and 5. So we are connected the branch A in between the 1 and 5. Similar fashion, the B, whatever the B branch is there, it is connected between the nodes 2 and 5. So whatever the B is there, it is connected between 2 and 5. So based upon the direction, whether it is towards the node, that means at node 2 it is towards, because that's why we are writing the -1. So towards the node in the branch B, and similar fashion node 1 A towards 1. So that's why directions are mentioned. So we simply consider. So whatever the C branch is there, it is connected between 3 and 5. So 3 and 5 we are going to consider. Similar fashion, D also available within 3 and 5. Already if we have a line segment, the other branch should be in an arc. So we just consider it is also directed towards the node 3. Likewise, we are providing for rest of the branches and giving the direction based upon your magnitudes, whether it is towards or away. So when you place this towards and away, automatically the rest of the elements, whatever the zeros is, it not at all incident. It is not at all related. Okay. So this is the way how we are going to write the incidence matrix for a given network, or for a given graph, or from the given incident matrix, from the given incidence matrix, how we draw the graph. Okay, how we draw the graph. That's all for today. Thanks.